Yeah, I can see that.
You like it? I mean, it's been a long time since we saw Furion.
I think it's really nice against Nature's Prophet. Or Shaman.
Okay.
I think it's really nice against Shaman.
Yeah, you just run Treants against the Shaman.
Yeah.
What's he going to do?
Shaman hates that. Because he's very single target focused.
Right.
You don't want to Ether Shock a bunch of Treants level 1. That sounds miserable.
We're also going to talk about the fact that there is a Brewmaster, early pickup, and Team Empire drafted Omni and Phantom Lancer into it.
Yeah, 2 heroes that are fantastic for Brew to play against.
Can you explain why?
He throws Omni in the air, his Dispel gets rid of the GA, he gets rid of the, whatchamacallit.
Early gank is a great way to start things off.
Oh.
Kinguin square up for that early first blood. FN is pretty fast though. They have a Void coming up in a second, and the Treant block.
And the Dispel thing clears all the illusions instantly.
Really hard to play Phantom Lancer against the Storm Panda.
And the Haze is excellent against the Gyro as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a sick brew game.
Is this why we just see Brewmaster banned out in the first 3?
Yeah.
So many of the meta heroes are countered by Brew.
Agreed. The best example of that was when I saw 2 Chinese teams play against each other. I think it was like Vici versus like Vici J or something. Can't remember. There's too many Vici teams. Although there's one less today. Poor Jack. There's not a lot of people watching this, Jack. It's all good. Nobody heard that. Good.
But you were talking about the example.
They were against a TB and an Omni Knight, and they ran through that shit. The Brood destroyed them. They are aggroing, by the way, which I like. You should always aggro Shamans. What can they do?
And Furion seems to be doing pretty well against the Omni Knight. The Purification is not enough to balance out the pure harassment value of Treants, as well as the right click. So seems like that's going to be a fairly good matchup. I like aggro tri-lanes with Brewmaster as well. Hero just feels so strong in lane. Why not? Oh, Poshka. What is she doing there, buddy? Get a little bit too close. Going to be clapped on and brought down. It looked like he just AFK'd for a second.
Yeah, both heroes are kind of weak at this.
Yeah.
Both Disruptor and Shaman. So whoever gets aggroed usually has a rough time.
Looks like they're going to wrap around here, see if they can actually catch something in this bottom lane. Sand King does manage to get the Bro Strike onto Patos.
This is what you want, though. You want them to rotate over and then harass up the other lanes. This is something that they were missing in their previous game. Like, they weren't able to enable their offlaner. Yeah. Patos? That's why when you play support, you can't just be this passive guy that wards and just hopes to get carried. And you're like, why is my offlaner dying? Well, if he gets tri-laned, of course he's going to die. That's just natural.
Katsura now comes over, helps with the gank, going for Miposhka. Brewmaster does get stunned right before he can get off the clap. He's going to be able to get a good crit off there and gets another one on Yoku. Yoku's quite low, and it looks like they're going to be able to get him as well. Yeah. There's pretty much nothing that this Gyrocopter can do with Rocket Barrage when 3 heroes are running together, and they even have a Furion they can bring every once in a while, as they did with this last game.
That's why I semi-disagreed with what the panel said at first, because they said, like, you don't want to aggro into a Gyro, but I think you do. Because if you split the Rocket Barrage damage, and he doesn't have, and he's forced to tri-lane at the same time, like he's not going to have a lot of levels, and so his Black Cannon's not going to do a lot. Like,
who cares if you do 30 damage to each hero? Yeah. It's nothing.
They can just tank that.
Yeah, a whole lot worse when you leave a Brewmaster alone against a Shadow Shaman who's going to shackle you, and then you take the full Rocket Barrage damage. That's the real threat.
Exactly. And that's why in this game, like, you feel that the supports have a purpose, whereas in the previous game, if you don't enable your supports, like, in the draft or as cores, that's sort of on you as well. Like, that's why it's not entirely on the supports, it's not entirely on the cores. Like, it's a mix of both. Like, yes, Patos, he had a rough game, but like, what is he supposed to do? He's a Tidehunter against a lane that just continuously kills him, and he can't get help.
Missed Burrow Strike, and they're going to get Kinetic Field to be able to block him in with the clap there. They should be able to bring him down. Look at FM. He just can't get the damage directly onto any one of these heroes. Patos is tanky enough that he's actually going to be able to soak up a lot of it, but he separates from his allies, and that's where the Rocket Barrage is able to finally finish him off.
Bad move. Feel like he should have just ran upwards.
Yeah, just stick with his Shadow Shaman, or excuse me, his Disruptor, right?
Yeah, would have been fine. And in this mid lane, Nisha is doing excellent.
Yeah.
And this matchup, it kind of goes both ways, in the sense that when it goes later on, the Deuce will eventually scale up.
Yeah.
I think the game that I watched this matchup of that was like super prevalent to it was Fnatic versus VP at the Summit, I believe.
Okay.
And Ramses was playing the Dusa. Abed was obviously the PL.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning with the Dusa just because they were able to run at them.
Right.
And at that point, like when the Dusa gets strong enough, she doesn't really care because the PL has to engage her. And he needs a lot of items to fight.
I was thinking about this matchup. I think it might have been the Summit as well, but I think the Dusa's she's better than she was against PL because the Stone Gaze lasts longer.
Yeah.
So now, it used to be you would just doppelgang halfway through the Stone Gaze and you were kind of good, but it lasts so long now that you can't even rely on that doppelgang to be able to reset. They're going to find Nyx, blow him up. Couldn't even get off the doppelganger, and they kill bottom lane at the same time. Looks like Miposhka got ran down.
Oh, he had no time to do anything there.
Empire just getting whomped here in this game. It's 7-1 already, 4.5 minutes in. Over 1,000 gold lead already for Kinguin. The only upside right now is that Omni Knight is still kind of free farming, though he's not beating out the Furion despite the rotations. We haven't even gotten to nighttime where they found Miposhka again. They had the read on him. They're going to go for the dive here. Pato's going to lead the way, turns around, gets the shackle off, knowing that Miposhka is going to die here, just tries to buy enough time for FN to do something. He's trying to rocket barrage, but there are just treants taking up towers, taking up the rocket barrage. Looks like with the Omni Knight here, they can't actually get a kill, and that's going to be on Patos. He turns and fights, knowing that there is no escape.
Yeah. You'd like to see Ghostic do that every time they dive. Yeah. That is the benefit of having an Omni on your team. But the annoying part about that is now he has to run all the way up top, whereas NP, of course, with his own TP, can just shrine up, TP up, waste no time, which is why Miposhka is the one going up there. But you notice Nature's Prophet, no investment at all, no problem. And I like that Kinguin are being a lot more dedicated towards their laning phase. Because last game they were not. They just assumed like, well, we have overwhelming teamfight on them, and I mean, you win 1 or 2 teamfights, that's nice, but you can't sack your lanes that hard. You need a better balance than that. And this game, they have a lot better balance. Their 2 supports have a purpose in this game. They get to get kills, they can roam, they can get levels. It finally feels like they can do something. Whereas it feels like Empire supports have to be very reactionary.
You look here, he's got phase boots. He can actually get this kill on Yoku, especially since it's nighttime with the help of the Furion Global. Now, FN is going to go on to Miposhka. Or excuse me, Elisash brings him down, but he's in trouble. The TB coming in for the Furion. They're going to go for the dive here. Pato's going to try and cut him off. FN digs himself deeper into the trees. Patos, they finally find him, but Kator is actually in the wrong position. He's going to take the full amount of rocket barrage damage with all these TPs coming in. Patos has to give up on the chase. Kinguin get far too greedy.
They had to teleport everyone down though. Like, if you keep up this consistent pressure, that means that your Dusa is not being touched at all.
Yeah.
Like Nisha just gets to continue to have a free game. And this is the real threat. Who cares at this point what happens to this bottom lane? Like Patos has done his job. They've completely ruined bottom lane. They forced a lot of heroes down here. If they get this kill on Miposhka.
Finally flying to reveal Miposhka. They are going to be able to bring him down. Yoku's here. See if he can land the Burrow Strike. Katsor is just going to run behind the tower, trying to stay ahead of the Sand King, but is going to be spotted out. And then throws down that ultimate just to make sure they get that kill.
Yeah, it's no problem though. You force the Omni TP again.
It's kind of a win-win, right?
Yeah.
You just keep on running at them. You win the fight, fantastic. You don't, you're keeping pressure off the other lanes.
They lost their courier too a bit ago.
Wow.
Everything right now feels so rough. It's only 1k gold lead though. It's alright. The Omni's still doing pretty decent. FN has been a beast in this bottom lane. Like, he's outplayed them consistently.
Yeah, and he's picked up a lot of CS despite the aggression so far. Missile's going to come in. Patos drops a little bit lower, but not sure if they can really go for the kill. FN's going to try for it. The glimpse sent back, and he gets the kill.
Oh,
wow.
Like the last tick of it.
Stop a TP? Nope. Probably going to kill Yoku, though. Oh, not. He has a full wand and TP out. Furion makes
very
close.
Nice.
Wow. Damn.
Great
Empire,
TP.
I mean, it's a real shit situation to be in right now. They're bottom lane, but they are, I think, making the most of it.
Yeah, they're salvaging like crazy right now. Like, their bottom lane, their Shaman's got 500 net worth at 8 minutes.
Oh,
he's not clearing that 100 GPM mark.
They're going to go for a smoke up. Now the Gyrocopter's level 6. They got to get him out of that lane, out in the open. They're going to go for Exotic Deer here. Manage to get the missile on him. They'll stop the TP.
He is super dead. They're going to give FN the last hit. And correction, he's got 140 GPM, 150. 167 now after that kill. But if you look at the two supports on Kinguin, they're doing much better.
Yeah. At the same time, Kinguin is trying to take a tower. While that whole entire gank happened, they can still TP up if they want to try and save their own safe lane tower here. Or maybe wrap on mid or something.
I feel like they want to take mid next. I don't know if top's defendable anymore. I think you give up on that.
There's definitely an extra play to be made somewhere, but Kinguin isn't really doing it. All right, well, Furion's going to TP bottom. They're just going to start taking over that Radiant jungle.
He's very tanky at this point. He went the drums build. They want to fight early. Yoku at bottom lane. Just stuns in. Get some creeps.
Both supports trying to give him levels. Sand-King and Nightstalker don't want to be too starved at this point in the game.
A lot of Patos' good start, though. Starting to slow down quite a bit. Of course, same time, Nyx has had a very rough time in this mid lane. Looks like he's going to go for the Battle Fury too.
Is that still the build?
I don't know.
Against a Dusa, you think your Diffusal Blade wants to come online as quick as possible.
We were talking to somebody's coach yesterday, and we were being told like that. I can't remember.
Was it Keen?
Maybe saying like the item feels very slow conceptually for this hero, because by the time you finish it, you want to be onto your next item already. So you finish your Battle Fury, and that's normally the timing you'd have Diffusal. And the weird thing about it on PL is like, yeah, it helps you farm Ancients, but Diffusal's gonna allow you to farm Ancients anyways.
Yeah. It's not gonna speed up your farm time by that dramatic.
Yeah. So you probably want like a Manta as fast as possible against this NS and this Brew. But this game, like, he's gonna delay it, get the Battle Fury. The argument for it, of course, is that you farm very fast. The HP regen and mana regen is very nice on PL.
Ancient clearing us a lot faster, et cetera, et cetera. But I see what you mean when it comes to the timings, especially when these PLs, they're ahead and they're with the Battle Fury, everything seems kind of fine. But in this game, Nyx is definitely not having the best laning phase. He's already been ganked once. You could see how if he does go for this Battle Fury, it just ends up interminably slowing him down over and over again.
Yeah.
And
like, when do you expect to fight the Dusa? Yeah. At that point. I like this, though, FN being very active on the map. You know how much I like active carries? Yep. I feel like this is the way that you play carry at this point.
Especially carries who have had a rough laning phase.
Yeah. FN. Gonna try to compound this lead right now.
They're gonna run into Patos. At the same time, they're gonna go for the glimpse back onto. Oh, what a static storm! He actually held into the last second. Now managed to catch multiple heroes from the top. Coming in at the same time. They've already got a lot of damage onto FN. He's gonna focus on him first. Take out that carry. Yoku managed to get the stun onto the Nightstalker, so at least they can get that kill. Another stun. They desperately need to be able to bring down FN. He's so fast, but it looks like the Brewlings will finally get that kill. Patos back to his original form. Ghosting is here as well. They surround the Brewmaster. Should be able to bring him down. His allies are not close enough to be able to save a TP out. Patos. What?
Very well done.
All right, cool.
That was some sick ultis.
I mean, I thought
his Disruptor ulti was
when
sick.
he glimpsed, I was like, oh, you lay down Static Storm, surely, instantly.
Yeah. Nah, he was patient with that.
Yep.
And at the same time, you saw the Panda didn't hesitate, split from the top so that they wouldn't see it coming. They barely get the kill on the Gyrocopter, though. That is the highest net worth hero for the Radiant side. And they might not even grab this mid tower here as
Yoku silenced up, unable to get off the heal. Now Ghosting is quite low after that nuke coming in from Exotic Deer. They can just right-click down the Omni Knight. Bad goes to worse as Empire push their luck and continue to try and push that mid-tier 1 tower. Now going to lose their own tower.
And that feels awkward. Like, you're making that play because they don't have 2 ultis, but they're still very strong on the Dire side, and they have nighttime. Like, Kinguin are going to take that engagement. That's their mid tower. No team usually just gives up their mid tower. And the reason why you don't make those risky plays is it's very easy for Nature's Prophet lineups to just do this and take the mid tower right back. This is going to open up the jungle area. They've already taken the bottom tier 1, so it's going to be impossible now to ward. Because if you think about the Radiant jungle, it's too hard to cover every entrance to the jungle. They already have 1 down, but if they just TP down to the tower, come in from the south, you won't see that coming. So it's very hard to play around that jungle area. and you don't know how deeply they've warded, so it's very annoying to be there in the first place. As up at top, Yoku now going to get gone on once again.
They have vision on him. There's no way he can get out. The glimpse available.
That's often why teams, it's very hard to protect your safe lane tower, but if you can save your mid tower, you place a premium on that, it's pretty much the same thing. Then you're okay with giving up the tower as Elisach tries to go for the glimpse back, but everyone is there. And which is why you see the instant TPs. Even if that's a trap, you want to make sure.
That's why Empire got to go for it again here. They're going to drop the wards. A surprise push onto the mid tier 1. And it looks like this time around, Kinguin are going to have to give it up. They just can't set up fast enough. So not even bothering. They're just going to go push that offlane tower. TPs are coming out, though, from Empire. They're going to contest. FN actually canceling his. Looks like a pretty deep dive here. Kotsur should be able to get out, though. That was just a deny for Phantom Lancer on that tower. Exotic Deer's actually going to get caught, tries to go for the TP out. It's going to be close. Barely. FN managed to take it. Finishes Blade Mail, though. Nightstalker trying to chase. Trying to keep some vision. Looks like the Disruptor's a bit too far away to get a glimpse, though.
All these random pickoffs, though, are helping FN so much.
Yeah.
That's the second time they've run into the Nature's Prophet like that. Once when we saw it, the Dire Jungle. And they're going to go for the stack. This is what they need. Both teams just need to continuously stack for their ancient hitters.
My problem is that you have Brewmaster. He's one of like the ultimate teamfight heroes. What happens if they just roll up with the Dusa onto one of the Radiant's ancient stacks?
Yeah.
Just tries to clear that. I'm feeling like they got to clear these pretty quick.
That's why. That's another reason why it's very important to keep those tier 1s up. Because if your team isn't ready for that, you will just lose that, and it's not easy to fight around that area. You have the Shrine to connect too, but you don't know how deep the wards are. And if you're like a newer player and you're trying to understand like where do I ward, when you take those 2 towers, what you should do is ward aggressively into the enemy jungle, which is what they've done exactly. And that's why you often won't play in your own jungle. They're doing that right now because they can clear out this area with the Nature's Prophet. He can continuously shove in bottom, which then allows you to take that top and you can free it up for yourself. Because one way or another, the enemy will reveal where they are. So like at bottom, FN clears this out. Now you know for a fact you're safe. Because they won't take a fight without FN there. And the Nature's Prophet can instantly TP. This is what made this hero meta for such a long time, is that you can clear out one area of the map, force somebody over, win the vision game, then by the time the enemy team reacts, like you're already in an advantageous fight.
So why did he fall off? Why did Furion just disappear from the meta for a while?
Awkward laning phase. Feels like the heroes are very, like there was a lot of catch heavy heroes for quite a while that could clear him. People found better counters to him. Like before it was like Sven, you just like straight up pick Sven. Fuck people up, but for a while that was like the bulldog move, right? You play on Radiant side, you push that top tower, top tier 2 out, and when somebody comes to defend, you know, you just immediately go to Roshan. And if they don't defend, then you grab a tower. Like it's a very win-win position to put yourself into. It's very awkward to play against.
There it is. Empire are going to clear through this stack as a team, too, with the Gyrocopter, his AoE, as well as Nyx's Battle Fury. Jesus.
Oh, Nyx, be careful.
Much damage.
That dragon cleaves you.
Minus armor from that, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah. So now you push out bottom. You allow your Nature's Prophet now to be the one to play out top.
Furion is going to TP to tier 2, help them push while the supports look for the pickoff. Not able to get it though. Yoku's a bit faster than them. But they're one step ahead. They can take this tier 2, then they have a decision to make. They can either go back, defend their tier 2, or push for high ground and force Empire back to defend their base.
I think you might consider at least forcing them back. But they're actually going to go for the death.
Go for a kill on Mapochka. Blink Dagger, they don't have a way to stop his TP unless they just kill him, which is what they do.
Didn't let him drop wards either. Remember Seneco's shaman? He would just like go up there, place wards, get killed, die.
Yeah.
But by the 5th time you do that, Cap, the 5th time you're good.
I thought you were going to say it's no longer worth it.
No.
You just keep investing?
You double down on that. Never give up, Spirit.
Certainly what Kinguin have right now. Never give up. They lost a bit of a heartbreaker earlier against Mineski. Game 2, Mega Creeps. Ended up losing the game anyway. Then they just lost this late game against Empire in game number 1. But they're coming back with a vengeance. Game 2, 16-9. At 18.5 minutes in, they've got a Dusa lineup, which is just about to come online. Once you got that Scotty right, it's usually go time. Around that 25-30 minutes, you feel pretty good about a Dusa lineup. You get the slow wave push forward. Oh, he actually goes Maelstrom.
Need to against the PL.
That's a good point. Maposhka's gonna get caught again. No wards being dropped. Get. Well, I lied.
Oh,
that was kind of sick. Except for the fact he kind of gives up as much kill gold by them farming up wards.
Is that true? Okay, yeah, he's actually giving up like.
That's true.
He just gave up like 300 gold.
Yeah.
I was trying to count. I was like, oh, that's a lot of wards farmed.
Now he doesn't have wards.
You know, whatever. Can you really put a price on a human life?
Yes.
It was, yeah, it was like 230
That
gold
is exactly what Dota does.
Can you really put a price on a soul, Austin?
Empire still going to go for a push, it seems.
Yeah, they're very strong with FN, but I don't know.
Yeah, they got Epicenter. They've got an Omni Knight who's full up. It's going a bit more of a utility build with this 4-staff.
I don't know if you want to cut through Nisha, though. Poshka, buddy, they know you don't got TP.
Boy, this stream has just been the Maposhka show, and not in a good way.
194 gold. That's how much
a human life is worth.
That's how much that human life is
William. And wards were worth 300 gold, so.
They're going to get the glimpse back too. Do they just go in for Roche?
Sure.
Tasty.
I think Kyuku needs a little bit more practice with the glimpse for Roche strike interaction. Don't think that one was very close. They just doing Roche right now?
Nyx is just going straight up for the Manta.
It's gonna fall. Trying to split push as best they can. But they're not gonna get really any towers for this. It's really nothing at all. You just kind of get a Roshan for free. No
Strength of the nature's prophet, dude.
Yeah.
You instantly get there.
Cover all the lanes.
I think you only send Dusa up top, though.
Yeah. They are currently setting up. They have a Sand King behind Ghost Stick with a Blink Dagger and Epicenter ready to go. But well, maybe with FN. Maybe they could actually kill this Dusa. Or
you would have to, like, overkill her like crazy, though.
You don't think they could do it?
I think they could take her down once, but I think everyone TP's in for the second fight. And you've demonstrated
have a lot to catch.
Yeah, you're not winning team fights right now.
They have Night Stalker during night. They have Disruptor. They have Furion. There's no way you're killing her and getting out alive.
That's a 6-charge Spirit Vessel. I've never seen it go up that high.
Katsu certainly having a very different game.
Because this game, he gets to do something. Yeah. It's not like he was a different player. It's just different heroes. It's not like he inherently played as he was a Clockwork, and this time he's a Night Stalker, and he was able to kill people.
That was very impotent Clockwork game.
Now he's got 1,700 health as a support Night Stalker, and he deals a lot of damage with that Spirit Vessel. That item is straight up godlike.
Especially against an Omni Knight. Purification's gonna be not real effective.
Yeah, it's like a Pillard Fire that follows you around. They might just go for the high ground here, force the engagement.
Yeah, they have the Phantom Lancer right now hitting on the tier 2. They want to force him back to defend his base, and if he doesn't, then they will just try and take this tier 3. But Gyrocopter clears through things pretty quickly.
Dyer's middle tower is in the wrong end of business.
So that tier 2 is basically low enough to drop.
Oh,
no flat cannon this time around for FN. So things are going to last a little bit longer. Blows the call down and everything else.
He's so close to BKB. He wants that before he fights. The tower's starting to get really low now. You got to make a decision if you're Empire.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the Phantom Lancer's going anywhere.
Yeah, he's making the right choice.
Committed to split pushing. Is this the right choice? Losing your tier 3 this early? Well, I mean, if they can keep the tier 3 alive and get some kills without him, Pato's going to jump in, pop the Brewmaster ultimate. There goes the Static Storm as well. Doesn't really catch a whole lot of heroes, though. Maposhka may end up dying to the Brewlings, but it's a minor cost here. It was not the initiation that Kinguin desperately needed. In fact, they're going to lose the Brewmaster and not get the Shadow Shaman kill.
All to try to save your Night Stalker. Not worth it all.
And that was like 3 minutes of farming time for a PL, and they did not kill that tier 3 and open up the shrines.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think the PL, like, what are you going to do for that?
Yeah.
Your team's going to defend with or without you. FN's the important one there, which is why he's the one that stays. Like, Nyx needs to scale this as fast as he can.
Yeah.
The Battle Fury build is greedy, but if you can get away with it, like, now he's level 19, he farms very quick. He's going to get his Diffusal at a very decent time on top of the Manta. Was relatively unpunished.
Yeah, I guess you really aren't going to do a whole lot. You don't have the Fusel Blade yet. But do you think Manta build was the right one? Just deal with the catch of the Night Stalker?
Yeah, I think he also wanted to just keep shoving in the waves.
Yeah.
To counter the Nature's Prophet.
And the Illusions are doing that really well for him right now. Top lane. Down some wards. They don't have a Blink Dagger on Maposhka, but they do have a Force Staff on the Omni Knight to make this initiation. He's going to be able to grab him with the Shackles. Now, this Furion is very tanky. They can only get him down to half HP. Ghosty gives up on it, goes for the TP out, leaves Maposhka to die. Oh, at the same time, the Mage is going to Static Storm down. It costs Lisash's life and the TP out. No, they're not going to be able to get it. Nice attempt there from Nyx. What a big, big kill for Kinguin, and now they can push into the tier 2. The initiation comes in though. Katsor has to run the missile out here.
Oh, he's done?
Oh no,
he didn't get it in
himself. Missed Guardian Angel from Ghost Stick, and he willingly turned himself to stone as the gyrocopter.
Oh no, he was barely outside of the range of that. Not what you want.
And all of a sudden, Kinguin, one pickoff turns to 2. Now they can bang on that high ground. Nisha may not have any mana, maybe at half HP. It doesn't make a damn difference. He's got an Aegis, and he would really love to take this tier 3. Oh, there goes the Aegis pop. Back to full HP, full mana. So we have enough time to maybe poke one more.
I think you go top.
Take that tier 3 real quickly.
That's exactly.
Is that an aggressive Force Staff push? I think it was from the Omni Knight. They're going to try and separate the Dusa here, get some damage on him before he can go for that tier 3, but he's tanky enough. He'll persevere. And now, focusing on the melee racks. Here comes that epicenter. Jump in. 2-man Burrow Strike. That's a good start to this team fight. But Patos already has his Brewmaster ultimate out, and they can't really do much to stop this damage. So they're going to take that melee racks and now full retreat before the Gyrocopter or the PL is back. And Empire do not have the catch to punish them as they run away.
Very well done. I like that they committed for top. I think there's no way you try to make the same play at mid. They don't have the detection. Sand King is just sitting there. Omni is in a very defensive position. You neutralize him by going top where it's already opened up. You just pop the Brew Split, lift him in the air repeatedly. It's exactly what you need to do. That's what they get away with. At the same time, Ghost Stick is getting very farmed, almost has that Radiance completed. And once that happens, it's going to be a lot harder to fight into him.
Yeah.
Of course, you can just continue to get thrown up into the air and watch the fight from high on up.
But while he's floating up in the top, he'll have sparkles everywhere.
Yeah, it's sick. I like the synergy. You're always useful, you fools.
No real MKB buyers on the side of Kinguin for the early game, that's for sure.
Yoku went in with a pretty big ult, but it's like the downside if you don't have follow-up. Sand King ult is really underwhelming.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like the epicenter is more noise and light. It's like a light show. It looks really big and there's a lot of chaotic things happening, but there isn't any real damage behind it a lot of the times.
That's always kind of been like the knock on SK as a 4.
Yeah.
Like stun, the initiation is very nice because it's like targeted stun. It's not like Nyx or anything like that. Or StarLadder. You know, or StarLadder stun, it feels impossible to hit early game. But the downside, of course, and you're very mobile with your Sandstorm, and you can shove out waves with Caustic. His first 3 spells are excellent, and then his ult feels very just like meh.
Nisha gonna pop that Stone Gaze. FN's gonna ignore him, go straight for LD. Saj pops his BKB, goes to the back line. Exotic Deer is actually, no, he's stoned up again. Ghostic was far too far away to be able to save him here. Ghostic's just charging in now, pops a repel. Man fighting a Dusa. Good luck with that, buddy. Kinguin, they have won this fight already. It's just a question of how many heroes can they actually catch. Looks like the Sand King, Yoku, does manage to buy some time for Ghostic. Try and get himself away, but he is not a very fast hero. Furion's gonna land right on top, manage to get the trees. There's no way to cut himself out with the Force Staff on cooldown. They'll get that extra core kill, 2 down from Empire.
Very well done by Kinguin. Much more disciplined game in this one, and I really like their draft. None of their heroes got punished, it feels like. They were able to enable both supports. Now you're in a position where the Dusa is Omega farmed. It's not easy to take her down. Gyrocopter buys back. But if you don't definitively win this, you're going to be so far behind at this point that your game impact just goes to nil, as he is now fallen behind the Nature's Prophet in farm. Nisha just in the front line right now.
It's going to be hard for the Phantom Lancer to do a whole lot. He already has to doppelganger out, but FN gets a good amount of damage. Very nice epicenter. Yoku gets a 3-man burrow strike, and that's the comeback for Empire. They're going to try and finish off the Brewmaster. Gets the Earth Panda as well. That's 4 now.
All right, now your epicenter looks sick. When you get to collapse on top of it with like the way that they did, then it looks very cool.
You know, I was just about to say, I don't think Kinguin should do this. I think they're pushing their luck because Roshan's up. They lose this fight. They're not just giving this up, they're giving up Roshan as well.
You saw the flat cannon plus the gyro ult comes down at the same time. I'm watching the replay from the main screen. They dealt so much damage into that corner. That's the second time Kinguin.
Like, you're just telling the viewers what they're missing out on.
Yeah. You guys just saw it, but in case there were some details that were left out, or if you're like doing an audio thing. That's the second time they've done that though. They did it in the Meneski game too, where they just rush things.
Yep.
Just go for the Roshan. They did it at Perfect World too.
What game was that? Was that against Complexity?
Can't remember.
It was a Kinguin Cole game, for sure.
It was a Kinguin game where all they had to do was just chill. They would have won the game. They didn't really have the patience for it, so they ended up losing.
I think that's a byproduct of having a... I mean, they've been playing for a while now together, but relatively young squad. Not at one of those, like, 10 years in the game experienced captain.
Oh, for sure. But I think sometimes they just get over-eager to end the game.
Yeah.
Guys, you're a good team. Relax. Like, you're a very good team. This is a nice up-and-coming team. They can have a little bit more faith in going later on the games. Not have to rush things so much. The opportunities will present themselves. It's Dota. Everyone always makes mistakes.
Could be a mentality that snowballs itself, right?
Yeah.
They start losing late game, then they don't feel comfortable with late game, they just want to shut things out.
Then you just rush things overall, and it feels like your team is like lost its core.
They are still up by 1K, and they still have a full lane of racks taken at top lane. Omni Knight, that's a big pick off. They are going to try and interrupt this one, but Yoku is just going to throw away his life, trying to save the Omni Knight. Brought down by the Yule Scepter, still going to end up dead.
Now you can go for it.
And Exotic Deer is now +1.
Oh,
1,
Empire.
2 to 3.
Just like last game. Just somebody, don't do this to yourselves.
Don't stop it.
Relax, guys. Now Kinguin's like, all right, I guess that's a freebie.
Yep.
They were not expecting
the
that
mobile
to be
tank that is the Dusa pushes forward into the buildings of Empire.
All right.
Feeling good, Blitz?
It's very confusing.
Blitz is just holding his head. He doesn't know what's happening in this game.
The frustrating part is like, now Empire, it was like last game Kinguin battled so hard.
Yeah.
And then they died like 3 heroes in a row and they lost the game. And I just watched the exact same thing happen from almost the exact same position. Remember, it was they got Roshan, then they went for these like weird plays. They all just died.
What Blitz is trying to say is these two teams are evenly matched.
They are
in both in their strengths and their weaknesses.
Empire brought it all the way down from like 9K to 1K. Can I see the graph? We don't actually have the monitor here. I need the graph. Oh my god. It happened so suddenly too. If you guesstimate like the time difference that it took from it to go from like 10K up to even to 9K, it was like the span of 2 minutes.
Yep.
Huh. It makes it really exciting.
Definitely turned into an interesting game for sure.
I'm thoroughly entertained because I don't even know if that secures Kinguin's win. Yeah.
You don't know who's going to win. It should be Kinguin, right? They're up by 2 lanes of racks. They've got control of the map. They've got a Dusa late game, which even if it's facing up a Phantom Lancer, it's still one of the tougher heroes to beat.
Yeah, but you know, if FN just goes for like a rapier,
yeah,
man, Kinguin would ban that hero every game if they lost a gyro in this position.
Again. That really is the point. Usually we say Mega's kind of the end of the game here. FN's going to be caught. He has no way to escape. He does have a cheese, though.
He's tanking a lot of damage.
Wow, he's just stuck in those trees the whole entire time. He's forced to pop his cheese. Now here comes the rest of his team. Yoko and Mopochka are going to be able to catch the Night Stalker here with a homing missile on him. He's definitely going to go down, but Phantom Lance in the back lines. He's killed the Disruptor, but he's stuck. He's going to lose his Aegis. They need to be able to catch the rest of Kinguin's heroes here. They're going to turn and fight. They're going to pop that Brewmaster ultimate. See if they can fight this one out. Ghosted comes in. Here comes that Epicenter, nailing most of the Brewlings in the back line. Exotic Deer stands and fights against Nyx, and he's actually winning the engagement, but he misses the trees. He needs vision. His ultimate bouncing around. Nisha just stands his ground and fights. His Ghosty's going to end up going down the eye of Scotty on him. Phantom Lancer comes back, though, finally able to finish off that Furion, but can't go for Nisha. That Dusa is just too strong for him. He's got to play the side.
Yeah, I think you disengage here.
Jump back in. Here comes FN with the call down. They're going to try and finish off Patos and get out, but no! Nisha comes in with a buyback from Exotic Deer. He actually goes for Phantom Lancer, and he's going to nail him, too, this time around. He gets the tree surround on the PL. I cannot believe they went back in for that. They tried to go for the big play and kite the Dusa, but instead multiple heroes fall to this quick shot. Jesus.
Really thought when I said they disengaged,
they disengage
they
here.
won that fight 4 for 1.
Yeah.
You get out at that point and you're chilled. You're not killing the Dusa very easily.
No.
You just get out, that's fine. Your heroes are all like at 200 health. Nisha just stood there. She's like, all right, well, I guess I'm right-clicking you all. And she got level 25. She's so strong right now. That is...
No buyback for the Gyrocopter. 40 seconds left. They do have the Omni Knight coming back, though. But they're going to lose Yoku at this rate. Yoku glimpses back. Yules can't save him, and they just cannot get Nyx's Phantom Lancer illusions. They've caught the Night Stalker, though. Maybe they can kill him. He pops BKB. Stone Gaze goes out. Nisha left on no mana, but with the Stone Gaze out, they can't turn and fight him. Nyx is dropping lower and lower. He needs to be able to doppelganger out, but he doesn't have it just yet. The heal's going to be able to keep him alive, but the shots from Nisha still finish him off, and that'll be the end of the game. 2 minutes down. Empire no. They can't battle against Make It Creeps. They can't battle for that long without their Phantom Lancer.
GG as Kinguin, the team that had the lead. They do close it out this time around.
Yep.
They made me sweat a little bit, but they do end up taking the win. And Empire, I think they're going to be very disappointed because, again, they were given the opportunity to come back into that game.